once hit it. You know, it's a shame what happened to Hannah last episode. I wish we could have prevented it, but you know, can't be everywhere. These look cool. I mean, it has potential, but Heat Wave Venus Rebirth, nah. I wish I could replace it with Garuda's. I wish I could replace Garuda's gouge and crap with it, but yeah, I'll see if I can.
We can keep running, or we can walk through this door.
Docking the main story, so walk
This
through the
place
door.
is getting more crowded by the day.
I tell myself the bustle's a blessing. There'll be time enough for quiet contemplation when I'm dead. So, did you find the answers you were looking for?
I still don't know what to make of this gift, curse, or whatever it is I've been given. But there is one thing I can say for certain. I am a dominant Ifrit. And there is nothing I can do to change that. It is a burden I must bear until my dying day.
Spoken true. Forgiveness and in turn salvation can only begin with acceptance. It's a path we all must walk, no matter how colourful our histories.
Sid, you once told me that you wanted to build a place where people could die on their own terms.
I did.
I've been thinking about that. Why not a place where people can live on their own terms? For 13 years, killing was all I knew. So obsessed with death that I never stopped to consider the lives of those around me. Lives that I see now were scarcely worth living. Be they bearers or beggars, most march blindly to their end, never realizing that they too deserve a choice. And I dare not turn a blind eye to their suffering any longer.
So, atonement then, is it?
That was the answer we found.
The only one we need.
I'll be expecting you both to pull your weight.
And we will.
Well then, with a sprinkle of fire and ice, this plan of mine might just work.
What trouble are you looking to get yourself into now?
The best kind. We're going to sneak into the Imperial capital and pay a visit to Mother.
And the last of our farmholds in the eastern provinces has succumbed to the blight.
Without their yield, you'll be hard-pressed to fill the capital's granaries before winter.
If there is a capital by then, the black creeps closer as we speak.
And yet you do naught but bawl and bluster.
Your Radiance?
If it is fertile land the Empire requires, we need but look south.
If you mean the crystalline Dominion's holdings, We are bound by mutual accord. Theirs is a neutral state whose borders we are sworn to respect.
Gentlemen, did we swear to see our people starve?
Well, I really do think
The gates of Oriflamme buckle at the flood of those come seeking refuge from the Blight. If there is not grain enough to feed those within our walls, how, pray tell, will we feed those without? But instead of setting your minds to riddles such as these, you lock horns with an enemy from across the sea, sending our soldiers to the slaughter in their thousands. The Empire bleeds, and you sit here prattling like crones in a tea house. And you fancy yourselves leaders of men. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. We are but their servants. If their land is being wrested away, it is our duty to claim new lands for them.
Your Radiance! You cannot mean a war of conquest.
That is exactly what I mean. It is time we expanded our dominion. This is the will of great Grieger.
There will be uproar. Then we must find a way to distract the citizenry.
But how much will that cost? And what of our legions? Shall we raise the furs?
Well, someone will have to contend with the Dalmex.
I will not keep you. You all have much to do. Where is my son?
The Lord Prince is currently garrisoned at the Strait of Author. If it please you, I can send word requesting his immediate return to the Holy Capital.
That won't be necessary. Tell him instead to see to his wounds. Bahamut's strength will be needed again soon.
As you command.
I must have misheard. You mean to tell me that the Mother Crystals are the reason the world is dying? Are you mad?
I have been called that on occasion, but no, not today. We've all seen it firsthand. Empty wastes where once were green meadows. Land drained so dry of its ether, not even the rats remained. But where was it all going? I spent years searching for an answer, until I saw it standing right in front of me. There, in the self-same crystals we look to for their so-called blessing. All right, listen. Take this crystal. How does it allow us to conjure magics? Answer, by drawing ambient ether from the air. And where do these crystals come from?
That's easy. They're mined from the Mother Crystals.
They're one and the same. Although admittedly this here fits more easily in the pocket.
But the Mother Crystals are massive. Some as large as mountains.
So you see the problem. Imagine just how much ether can be drawn by something that size. As to where it's all going, mind, well, I can't know everything, can I?
We are taught that the Mother Crystals are divine. Their ether a gift from the heavens. For centuries, nations have fought and fallen for want of that gift. If what you say is true, how did no one else see it?
Who says they didn't? Maybe the truth was inconvenient.
Inconvenient to whom, exactly?
I higher-ups? The gods themselves?
So now you want to do something about the crystals? And what? We're not helping bearers and dominants anymore.
I didn't say that. I made a promise and I intend to keep it. But if we continue down this path, there's only one fate that awaits the realm. And we can't very well set our people free if they're all lying dead in a blighted ditch. Not if we want to create a place where they can live on their own terms anyway. Sort of defeats the purpose. So, if we have to bring the old world crashing down in order to build us a new one, what say you? Are you with me?
I suppose it's about time I repaid your faith.
You could have just said aye. But it's nice to have you aboard all the same.
What have I got myself into? I'm going to need more than a few potions for this.
If everything we were taught about the Mother Crystals was a lie, then what else might we have been deceived about?
I'll give you two a moment to sort out your kit. It's a long walk to Oriflamme. I wouldn't want you keeling over on the way.
Yeah, anyway, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it's interesting with whole Mother Crystal stealing. I'm like, where are they taking to? I mean, they need the crystals too. I don't know. It's just weird. Anyways, hey, sorry about that, man. I was just, in cutscenes. I've already saw your artwork, and I thought it was pretty good. I hate you, Mom.
Battles stand up to...
Young and so many uses.
And how might this old soul be? Now this, I believe you will find most interesting.
The Continental Accord, an international pact made at the dawn of the present era, in which such matters as the treatment of bearers and the establishment of a realm-wide currency were laid out. And it formed the basis of much of Valisthea society as it stands today, including the branding of bearers and their status as non-persons. And also put in place a universal calendar marking a symbolic fresh start for mankind on Bet 1, which puts magic users at a crippling disadvantage. The founder, fear and uncertainty reigned in those early years, following the sins of Desmekis, not wanting to further incur the wrath of the heavens. The few who survived the fall took to wander the land, spreading magic and staying to the shadows, and so they lived for decades. One man, however, grew tired of this life, if it could be called that, and after bidding his companions farewell, climbed a grassy knoll overlooking a forest of beech and alder. Here he gathered a pile of rubble and used it to build a humble shelter in which he spent the night. The next morning, however, instead of abandoning his work as was his people's wont, he gathered more rocks, adding to the structure until the shelter became a shack. To this he continued for days, weeks, until the shack became a home. At first, though, those few wanderers passed the knoll, which shunned him, cursing the man under their breaths for his hubris. But as his estate grew and one building became two, and two to three, people began to slow their steps. And it was not long before some took to joining him in that on that knoll, gathering stones, building new lives, new destinies. This they did without magic or machines, without boon or blessing. They relied on naught but their hands, their backs, their wills, and each other. And slowly, house gave way to village to town, and town to nation. The man would one day die, as all men do, but those who remained continued his legacy, expanding upon it and through. And though his name was eventually forgotten, his spirit lives on to this day in the hearts of all Rosarians. Legend of the founder, Monster Conqueror. Wow.
What subject shall we consider today?
In his quest to create a world where bears and dominants can die on their own terms, he unearthed a shocking truth that the mother crystals were the cause of the all-consuming blight. He makes plans to see the mother's fall, that Valisthea people might be saved. The mother crystals, though the people of Valisthea rely on the crystal mined from these mountains in their everyday lives and flock to the aether-rich lands around them in pursuit of their blessings, Sid posits that it is in fact the mother crystals and their ability to draw aether from the earth that is the reason for the Deadlands' advance. The few who learn the truth are hunted down by those in position of power, those whose power rests on their control of this crucial resource. Silvercrem is the realm's largest theocracy and home to the Mother Crystal Drake's Head. The empire is ruled by the Holy Emperor, the one true goddess made flesh according to the Gregorian faith, who is served unquestionably by the sworn knights of the Blessed Dragons, known more commonly as the Dragoons. Wow. Drake's Head. The Mother Crystal is situated on the Sea of Grace in the sub-northern Sembrick. Drake's Head towers over the holy capital of Oriflame. Its mighty form a testament to the power and permanence of the empire. However, mysterious aether floods in the specter of the ever-approaching blight have led some in power to call themselves permanence into question. Power to call it permanence into question. All right. Sylvester Lesage, Emperor of the Holy Empire of Sembrick, who won his throne at least partly by virtue of his son Dion having awakened as a dominant of Bahamut. The High Cardinal, the first and foremost of the 5 cardinals who make up the Council of Elders, second only to the Holy Emperor in the imperial government. It is his role to lead the council and govern Sembrick in the Emperor's stead, and providing the latter does not overrule his decision. His authority is absolute. He returns to the ruins of Phoenix Gate, where his father and brother died 13 years before, and learns that he is indeed the dominant Ifrit, the one who took his brother's life. Managed to atone for his crimes and filled with righteous anger after witnessing the massacre at Eastpool. He pledges himself as his cause to free all Valisthea from his bonds, not only those between Bear and Master, but those between man and Mother Crystal. Dion Lesage, firstborn son and lower subject of Emperor Sylvester, ruler of the Holy Empire of Sembrick, as well as leader of the Empire's most elite flying force, the Dragoons. Dion is also dominant of Bahamut, Warden of Light, and has often been called upon to summon his Eikon in defense of his countrymen. was recently in the year of the realm 1803 when Odin took to the battlefield against them in the Battle of Balin's Tor. Oriflame, the capital of the Holy Empire of Simberg, located in northeastern Storm on a peninsula that dominates Olympus Bay and is home to the Mother Crystal known as Drake's Head. All the Empire's major institutions are located here, including White Worm Castle, seat of the Holy Emperor and meeting place of the Cardinals. White Worm Castle, the towering citadel from which the Holy Emperor of Simberg rules over the entirety of his demons. With the Mother Crystal rising above it and the Imperial capital Oriflame spread out below, this ivory edifice is truly a wonder to behold. The Council of Elders, advisors to the Holy Emperor of Simberg and the highest body of government in the Empire. The Council consists of 5 cardinals of the Gregorian Church who are intended to rule in the Emperor's stead. The Empire, meanwhile, is expected to serve as a constitutional monarch, but there is little to prevent one who wishes to impose their will upon the Council from playing a more autocratic role. Okay. The 5 cardinals, senior statesmen that make up the highest office of government in Simberg, after the Emperor himself. The Council of Elders. The Council is comprised of the High Cardinal representatives of Central Simberg and the Holy Capital Oriflame, and the 4 cardinals who administer the outer provinces, the northern, southern, eastern, and the western sects. Okay. The Breadbasket, a region overlooking the Strait of Alpha in the eastern part of Simberg. The bounty provided by its rich soil fed the Empire for generations until the ever-roaching blight intervened, displacing thousands in the process, a disturbance which played no small part in the troubles that were later to engulf the Imperial capital. The Crystalline Dominion, a tiny independent state straddling the continents of Storm and Ash. Its capital, Twinside, is built on the tiny isles of Ark from which its Mother Crystal Drake's tail rises. The lack of a dominant has seen the Dominion become the subject of constant maneuvering over the years, both political and military. And it was only through the recent convening of a Council of All Nations that a non-aggression treaty towards a neutral body was forged and tenuous stability among centuries-old rivals achieved. The Strait of Alpha, a narrow channel of the north of the Crystalline Dominion that separates the continents of Storm and Ash, with Simberg Quay to the west, Wallow to the east, and Dominion to the south. Its shores are never short of soldiers or political tension. Yeah. It's about time. The Gregorian Church, the state religion of the Holy Empire of Simberg, whose followers worship the goddess Gregor as the one true deity. At the church's head stands the Holy Emperor, voted into office by his fellow cardinals and supposedly their equal, though this is widely recognized to be a convenient fiction. The followers of Gregor worship dragons as sacred servants of their gods, and since the founding days of the Empire, have both doted and depended upon them. Walkers, remain with me with your adventures, and I shall mark them down.
Did you learn everything you needed?
Do you need any help?
Take a seat, Clive. If you can read, don't let
These greens for the stew, I suppose.
Clive, was it?
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier.
So what God's forsaken corner of the realm is Cid dragging you off to this time?
Oriflamme.
The Holy Capital. And what business would you lot have in... On second thoughts, I don't want to know. You'll not find a better price than that. Speaking of Oriflamme, I hear the trading routes leading south have seen more than double the usual traffic. If you ask me, summat foul's brewing, and it ain't Tyre's borbile tea. Just go and see Otto, will ya?
All right.
Clive! You're all right! I thought you might be...
Wanted to send a message, most likely. You've lost a letter. Nothing too important, I hope.
Not just a letter. I lost everything. There's a hole in my damn pack, and fool that I am, I didn't bloody notice.
It can't be that bad, surely.
How could it be any worse? I'm a courier. I carry things. If I can't do my job right, then what am I good for? Nothing, that's what. I buggered it right up. That means no herbs for the infirmary, and no fresh meat for our cooking pots. Worst of all, that letter I lost? It was for Cid. A letter he's been waiting on for days.
Maybe if you retrace your steps.
I'd scour Storm from coast to coast if I could, but there are curse breakers in the field, counting on my arrival. No, I'll just have to own up to Otto and Cid. They're gonna skin me alive.
Fine. Tell me where to look.
Are you serious? Thank you.
It sounds like the hideaway could use those supplies. So, where should I start?
Gotan's bales, perhaps? I took a tumble in the bushes when I was passing through. There's a chance my pack might have caught on something. If you can find everything I dropped, you'll be doing us all a favor. And if you can find Cid's letter, you'll be saving my life.
If it's there, I'll find it.
Wonderful. Now, I have to run if I'm to make my next delivery in time. I trust you can find your way to Gotan's bales. Oh, and hurry, will you? Cid doesn't like to be kept waiting.
I'm sure he doesn't. The letter won't last very long out in the elements. I should make for Sambrek as soon as I can. The courier said his pack might have split while he was passing through the bales. I better keep my eyes open. Good. Looks like I'm in the right area. More of the lost supplies. Doubt he could have fit much more in his pack. Still no sign of Sid's letter, though. We've come this far. Might as well ask around.
A little overdressed to be picking grapes, aren't you? Are you here for Master Quentin?
I'm looking for a letter someone dropped nearby. I don't suppose you've seen it.
Can't say I have, sorry.
Well, if you do...
Wait, I did pass a dog with something in its mouth a little while back. Could have been a piece of paper. No idea if it was your letter, but you never know.
Which way did it go?
Towards Lost Wing? Seemed well looked after to me. Dare say someone there's been feeding it.
To the village, then. Thank you.
Back, are ya? Did Master Quentin summon you?
The shad's all salted and smoked.
It seems we have our culprit. Sorry, boy. Someone's waiting for this. And he's waited long enough already. Hopefully this will keep our courier out of trouble. Now feel good, boy.
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier.
The reports from Eastpool are disturbing. We knew the Vicereine had no love for her subjects, but to order the slaughter of an entire village.
Maybe I should just own up to... There you are. I just got back to the hideaway and thankfully Otto hasn't seen me yet. I don't suppose you,
Found the things you dropped. I did.
I was so sure they'd be gone. And the letter?
Only a little worse for wear.
No more skulking about in the shadows for me, then. And all thanks to you. Losing those supplies was one thing, but if Sid had found out about that letter...
Is it about Cursebreaker business?
If only. It's from his daughter. She's off studying in Canver, and her letters are all that keeps Sid sane while she's away.
He never mentioned a daughter.
Well, he's a busy man. And thanks to you, he won't be wasting his time smiting careless couriers with levin bolts. So I'd say you did us both a service. Here, for your troubles. If there's anything you're wanting from Sid, today's the day. He'll be sweet as honey once he gets his hands on this. Sid may be the hardest man I know, but when it comes to his daughter, he's soft as Chocobo down. You'll be champing at the bit to get this letter.
Didn't know he had a daughter.
He's never this late. Where are you, Randall?
Is everything all right?
Forgive me, young man. I was in a world of my own. I'm worried about my friend, you see. He left some time ago and hasn't returned. And you know what it's like out there for a bearer on his own.
Why leave the safety of the hideaway?
For coin. Sad though it is, our need outweighs the risk. The hideaway can't survive on goodwill alone. And though Karen does what she can, her coffers aren't bottomless. Wait. You were a soldier, were you not? In the Imperial Army?
I was.
Then might I ask a favour of you? I'm too old to be traipsing hither and yon. Will you go and find him for me?
I'll do what I can.
Oh, thank you.
What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Randall, and I suspect you'll find him in Lost Wing. He's been working for Quinton, the tavern keeper. He'll know something, I'm sure.
I'll speak to him.
Safe travels, my friend. And thank you again. Randall went off to Lost Wing on a job. Portering, I believe. I expect the tavern keeper will know more.
But how did the grocer know his...
Ah, if it isn't Sid's young protege. To what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm looking for a bearer called Randall. I hear he's been coming to you for work. He was expected back at the hideaway some time ago. A friend of his asked me to check on him.
Randall, you say? The porter? Yes, I know him. And I can't say I'm surprised if he has been delayed. I gave him enough to do. Though, thinking about it, he should probably have been back by now.
I'll go and look for him. Where was he headed?
He was to meet an associate of mine to the south of here, on Lorbert's Pass. I do hope nothing's happened to him. Be sure to let me know, Clive. Lorbert's Pass is south of here. Good luck finding Randall. Oh, and take care.
Can I have another cup, Teddy?
None left for me.
Sun's setting fast.
I heard from a couple of the bearers what you did to them royalists over at the care. Glad you're on our side.
right?
The hanged man. Thank the gods. You're one of us. We were attacked. Beastmen on the road. Randall knew he didn't play the hero, but the sod insisted on drawing him off.
Where did this happen?
Further down the road. In the clearing. Please. You have to see that he's safe.
I'll do what I can. You go back to Lost Wing and tell Quentin what happened.
Hope they're not fucking Minotaurs, but knowing my luck, they probably are. Hope they're goblins, but yeah, that guy, he's probably screwed. Yay, goblins.
Goblins. Why am I not surprised?
There, boy!
That's enough.
Sick of Torgal. Get him.
Sorry, Randall. Looks like I was too late. He doesn't deserve to rot by the roadside. I'll speak to Quentin.
Yeah, I figured that was gonna happen. Just had that feeling. It's supposed to be a dark Final Fantasy game, so I'm not surprised.
that'll be enough for today.
But how did the grocer know his dog?
So it took a tilt between the Wardens of Light and Dark to finally drive the Royalists from our shores. Pity it came at such a price. They say the fields of Belenus were black a full fortnight with all the ravens.
Ah, there you are. My man told me what happened. And? I can't help but notice you're alone. Damn it. I feared as much.
He's not far from the South Gate. I trust you'll do right by him.
Of course. I'll send someone right away. I knew he was brave, though I didn't know he was reckless. Poor fool.
Had you known him long?
A while. I liked the fact that he didn't shy away from dangerous work, and he liked what I paid.
Because it helped keep the hideaway afloat.
I'll tell Sid what happened here. I expect he'll be none too pleased to learn of Randall's fate. And I suppose you're none too happy either. For your trouble. Sorry again. You'll let me tell Sid what happened, won't you?
See, I'm busy here. What do you want? No scratches, all right? Should last you a good while. That it? Fine.
Yeah, flame tone's good.
Barking at his lot earlier didn't sound happy.
What do you suppose it could be? Clive, was it?
Take a seat, Clive. So you're really going through with it? Sid's been talking about bringing down a mother crystal since I've known him. But that's all it's ever been.
Talk.
He's convinced it's the right thing to do. We'll be leaving for the capital shortly.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better moment. Seems the hiding the royalists gave him wasn't enough to dampen old Sylvester's spirits. His legions are on the march again, this time due south.
Another war.
All as the great Grieger wills it. Bloodthirsty little miss, that one. That's God's for you, innit? Still, might work to our advantage on this occasion. Wars breed chaos. On the front lines, and at home. With a fair wind behind them, a handful of like-minded ne'er-do-wells could melt into the back alleys of Oriflamme. No trouble. It's making it to the capital that's the problem.
The checkpoint.
That's right. Anyone travelling in or out of Oriflamme has to go through Northreach. Lucky for you, I might just know of a way.
This?
Well, no, not that. That gets you an audience with the Dame. And it's the Dame who'll see you safely through Northreach. I'll send the Stolas in the morning. Let her know you're coming. We go way back. And she's a true friend of the cause. I'm sure you'll get on like a house on fire.
That's good of you, but who is this Dame, and where will I find her?
She's the proud proprietress of Northreach's foremost house of ill repute, the Vale. And she's quite a woman, if you know what I mean.
A woman? Right.
Don't go blinding her with your charm now, lad. I'll be expecting a full report when you get back.
Online reports now available. Online reports. Online reports are now available for viewing by speaking to God at the online report counter in a hideaway mess. These reports, compiled by the Curse Breakers, contain information on quests currently available across Valisthea. That's cool.
I suppose that's everything. Now to find Gav.
The Dame goes by many titles, including some that would make you blush. But only a trusted few know her real name. Don't worry about finding her. As long as you've got that satchel, she'll find you.
Oh, you're the new lad, aren't you? Goat at your service. Well, at the hideaway service anyway. Otto's put me in charge of reading through the reports sent in by our allies and picking out any problems that might warrant the attention of the Curse Breakers. Or any other willing volunteers. And there's no shortage of problems, I can tell you. Or maybe I don't have to. I'll warrant a strapping lad like you's got people begging him for help wherever you go. Anyway, if you're ever interested in taking a look over the list, just say the word. Reckon you could probably tick off the odd thing here and there. They say little acts of kindness are their own reward. But if that ain't enough, these have got proper bounties on them and all. Me?
I do what Otto tells me. Suppose you could say I'm his right-hand man. He's a hard master, but not nearly as hard as my old one was. When that man beat me bloody and threw me onto the streets to die, it was Otto who found me and took me in.
The way I see it.
I owe him, and so I help him look after the ledgers, as well as reading through all the reports coming in from our allies across the Twins. And if it sounds like someone out there needs our help, I make a note so I can point any willing volunteers in the right direction.
What'd you say?
Are you willing? There's no sure way of turning Otto's frown a little less frowny.
Here you go.
Finding new quests. Use Gaunt's ally reports to not only find new quests around Valisthea, but also travel immediately to the obelisk waypoint nearest your location. Oh, that's cool. I'll check these few off after I start talking to Gav. I might continue these next episode.
Seen enough?
Do you need any help, Miss Molly?
Alright, that's all I have for this one, guys. Bronze 3 out. Peace.